Hope everyone's doing wonderful today. Today what I got in store is me going over and checking out another premium deck series. This one is for the Slivers. I know they have a few of these premium deck series. I have opened up the Fire and Lightning one quite a while ago. I've always wanted to get my hands on the Sliver one, and I got my hands on an open box version of it. So this one isn't sealed. The sealed one go for crazy amounts of money. Even these unsealed ones go for a lot of money, but I got this for a pretty good deal a couple months ago, and I've always wanted to just go over it with you all and kind of check it out. They also do have a Graveborn series one as well, which is like a graveyard heavy deck as well. But yeah, these are just really cool products right here. They're premium deck series. There was only like 3 of them from back in the day. It'd be cool if they did more of these. And the Fire and Lightning one, which just had like a bunch of lightning bolts, Grim Lavamancer, stuff like that. The Graveborn, I think, had like Exhume, just kind of recurring from the graveyard. And the Slivers ones obviously has a whole bunch of slivers inside. Just like the Fire and Lightning one that I opened up, the cardboard box that it comes with is kind of foiled. I do wish they were plastic instead of just cardboard, but it's nice to see kind of premium cardboard box as well. Yeah, like I said, it'd be really cool if it was plastic. Slivers are some of my favorite creatures in the games. I love slivers, squirrels, zombies. Those are pretty awesome. I love samurais and ninjas as well. Just really cool right there. And werewolves, there's a whole bunch of other ones as well. Rats, there's just so many creatures I like. But slivers are definitely in my top 1 or 2, I would say. So much so that I even have a giant binder full of most of the slivers from the card game Magic the Gathering. This is like a completely full binder, almost of play sets of all of the cards. I've checked that out in a previous video, I think called like my collection or something like that. Feel free to check that out if you're interested. But yeah, I love slivers, and I thought this would be a must-have for my collection. Again, this is like a pre-constructed deck that you could just hand to anybody and just have a good time with it. So let's just kind of go over the cards inside. Hopefully it's still in the order that I would like it to be in. And I actually do have these all sleeved in some KMC Perfect Fits, or yeah, KMC Perfect Fits, just because I do like these cards, so I do want to take good care of them. Again, this is the deck box itself. Got like a necrotic sliver, I think, on the top of it. Very cool. So let's just go through the lands of this deck. These are all, you can find the deck list from online, but let's just kind of go over it. 3 lands, and all the cards are foil in here. So this is a premium product, so all the cards are premium or foil, which is very cool. They have a little slight curve to them, but not too bad. And this is what the symbol looks like down there, kind of like a talon and claw, almost like a pincer or something like that, almost sliver-like, kind of like this necrotic kind of sliver in the corner. Anyways, you got 3 mountains right here by Mark Poole. Beautiful mountains. Don't really remember the first printing of those, what set that's from. I got 5 forest, basic forests, all the same art for the forest, all the same art for the mountains. And this is by Douglas Schulter. Again, these are all foil, which is really nice to see. Got myself 2 islands, just 2 islands, basic islands by Randy Gallegos. Beautiful island, his signature right down there. Again, all foiled. Got 2 swamps, 2 basic swamps. Got the broken stump down there. Nice little foil right there. This is drawn by Brome. Got myself a couple of plains. Got 2 plains by Therese Nielsen. Beautiful plains. A little bit of water, it looks like. I got myself 2 Terramorphic Expanse. It's like Evolving Wilds. It's a land that has tap, sacrifice, Terramorphic Expanse. Search your library for a basic land card. Put that on the battlefield. Tap, then shuffle your library. So pretty much tutor up for any basic land. So if you're in a pinch, go ahead and tune up for any basic land you want, especially since this is a sliver deck. You're going to be using land or mana of many different colors, because slivers comes in all the colors of the rainbow. Definitely awesome. Very cool by Dan Scott, drew that one. I got 2 Vivid Creek. These are like those charge counter lands, which is pretty cool because they come into the battlefield tapped with 2 charge counters on it. It can either produce blue mana, or if you tap and remove a charge counter, add 1 mana of any color to mana pool, which is really great for sliver decks because it can either make just whatever color mana basic mana it can make, or it can make a mana of any color, which can help you get out a sliver creature a turn or 2 earlier or something like that. So I got 2 of the Vivid Creek. I got 2 of the Vivid Grove, the green edition. Comes in the battlefield tapped with 2 charge counters on it. It produces green, or it can produce a mana of any color if you remove a charge counter. So again, very cool, nice situationally. I got myself 1 a Rootbound Crag, a rare card. Enters the battlefield tapped unless you control a mountain or forest, and it's just a red or a green mana. And if you have a mountain or forest on the battlefield, it comes in the battlefield untapped, which is pretty nice. Got myself 2 Rupture Spires. Pretty good card right here. I don't like how you have to pay mana when it comes into the battlefield. It enters the battlefield tapped. When it enters the battlefield, sacrifice it unless you pay 1. So you have to pay a mana to keep it alive, but it can produce a mana of any color to mana pool. Not too bad, not too bad. Especially for a sliver deck where you need lots of different mana, that can help you get you that way. This is probably one of the greatest land cards in this whole deck right here. Ancient Ziggurat. Ziggurat. It's a land. It has tapped, add 1 mana of any color to mana pool. Spend this mana only to cast creature spells. And since this is a sliver deck, you're mostly going to be playing creature spells, but that's very cool. It doesn't enter the battlefield tapped. It comes in the battlefield untapped. It's only an uncommon. It can produce a mana of any color for any creature spells. This is just an overall great card as well. Super great card. Uncommon printing, which is surprising. You think it'd be like a rare or something like that. And now we're on to some of the creatures. There's only a few non-creature cards in this other than the lands, but we'll kind of get through them as we go along. Looks like I got 2 Virulent Slivers. It's 1 green, it's a creature sliver, it's a 1/1. And one thing I like about slivers is if they have an ability, they give that ability to all of our slivers. Slivers work together regardless of whatever mana cost, color, or whatever. All the slivers work together, and that's one of the reasons why I love them so much. It says all slivers gain. All sliver creatures have poisonous 1. Super powerful right there. If a sliver deals combat damage to a player, that player gets a poison counter. A player with 10 or more poison counters on it loses the game. And you can have a huge board presence with slivers, so if you get one of these on the battlefield, you might just win the game just that turn, just because if your opponent gets 10 damage dealt to them or 10 poison counters, they lose. So it's pretty much you only have to do 10 damage instead of 20. Super powerful. Give you all your slivers poisonous. Pretty sweet. Got 2 of these metallic slivers. It's really cool to see these foiling as well, because I think the first version of this was in Tempest, so it is cool to see a foil version of that as well. These premium sliver decks, they brought back some older cards and new printing borders with foiling, so it's kind of cool to see that. Metallic sliver, it's a 1 mana for an artifact creature sliver. That's a 1/1. This is just like a blank sliver ready to take on whatever abilities on the battlefield. So if you play this metallic sliver with one of these on the battlefield, it's a 1/1 with poison. It's very cool. So metallic sliver just takes on the form of whatever sliver you have. Very cool. Got myself 2 Gemhide slivers. These are awesome for just mana fixing in your deck. 1 in a green. Beautiful slivers. Got all the colors of mana on their back right there. It says all slivers had tapped to add 1 mana of any color to mana pool. It's a 1/1. 2 mana that can produce any mana of any color. It's like a mana dork sliver, which is perfect for a sliver deck because you can use these to cast whatever sliver you want. If you need red mana for this like heart sliver, go ahead and you tap these. Very cool. Gives all your slivers into mana dorks. How awesome is that? Got myself a heart sliver. I think this one was originally from Tempest as well, or Stronghold, one of those. 1 in a red. All sliver creatures have haste. It's a 1/1. Gives your slivers haste right away, so you can use their abilities right away. How cool is that? Beautiful Ron Spencer art right there. Fantastic. Got myself a hibernation sliver. It's a blue and a black. All slivers have pay 2 life. Return this permanent to its owner's hand. It's a 2/2, and it's very cool. It's a black and a blue. But pretty much it has pay 2 life return to its owner's hand. So if someone's going to play a murder card or a shock or lightning bolt or a counter spell, or not counter spell, any card that can deal damage or like affect one of your slivers, pay 2 life, return that card to your owner's hand or to your hand and kind of save that sliver. So it's really cool. Save your sliver from any damage or anything like that. Or if your opponent's going to gain control of it, pay 2 life, return it to your hand. And pretty cool. Really nice little way to help keep your slivers alive on the field. Got an acidic sliver. Very nice to see this as well. I think this is originally from Stronghold or Tempest. Not really sure. Black and a red, but it's cool to see it in a new foil border. All slivers have 2. Sacrifice this permanent. This permanent deals 2 damage to target creature player. It's a 2/2. They can pretty much turn into shocks if you would like, by Jeff Miracola. Very cool. Got a wing sliver, powerful card right here. 1 in a blue, all sliver creatures have flying. It's a 1/1 that can give all slivers flying, even itself. There is Gemhide sliver, or no, Gale Rider sliver that gives all slivers flying for 1 blue mana. Better upgraded version of it, but I don't think that card existed when this came out. Got a Victoral sliver, green and a white. It has all slivers have 2. Sacrifice this permanent, you gain 4 life. It's a 2/2 creature that you can be using as sort of a life pool if so need be. So if you have a whole bunch of slivers on the battlefield, a bunch of tokens or something like that, you pay 2, sacrifice this permanent, gain 4 life. So pretty much turn your slivers into a little bit of life gain if you need be. That's an alright card. Got myself a spined sliver. This is a red and a green. Whenever a sliver becomes blocked, it gets +1/+1 till the end of turn for each creature blocking it. So if it's being blocked by 1 creature, it gets a +1/+1. If it's getting blocked by 2 creatures, it gets +2/+2. And it's pretty cool. And like I said, slivers are awesome because they pretty much share their abilities with all the other slivers on the battlefield. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. So like, pretty much all the abilities are just shared throughout them. So it's pretty cool. I love that part. Got a quick sliver. This is great. It has flash. It's 1 in a green, so you can flash on the battlefield. And has any player may play sliver cards as though they had flash. So it gives slivers flash. You can play them at instant speed. Powerful stuff. Got Muscle Sliver, 1 in a green. All slivers get +1/+1, so it even gives +1/+1 to itself, making this one a 2/2 right off the bat. Very cool. By Richard Kane Ferguson. Slivers are awesome. Got 2 of those ones, actually. Got myself the Clot Sliver. Interesting to see this art in full version as well, because I don't think there's another foil printing of this. 1 in a black. All slivers have 2. Regenerate this permanent. It's a 1/1 that you can pay 2 life to regenerate slivers now. Keep them on the battlefield a little bit longer. Creature Sliver. Really funky looking art by Jeff Lambleston. Very cool. Got a Frenzy Sliver, 1 in a black. It's a 1/1. All sliver creatures have Frenzy 1. Whenever a sliver attacks and isn't blocked, it gets +1/+0 until end of turn. So it kind of makes your opponent want to block your slivers a bit. Otherwise, you're going to get a little bit more damage through. By Glenn Angus. Got Crystalline Sliver. It is a white and a blue. All slivers have Shroud. It's a 2/2, so they can't be targeted of spells or abilities. Powerful stuff right there. Protect them from the battlefield, from your opponent's spells and abilities and stuff like that. Very cool. By L.A. Williams. Powerful sliver card right here. And interesting to see this in a foil version. Again, some of these cards, this is probably the only foil version you'll find of them. Very cool. Spectral Sliver. I love this art. By Pete Ventures. I love this art so much. This and Crypt Sliver, love the art. 2 in a black. All slivers creatures have 2. This creature gets +1/+1 till end of turn. It's a 2/2, and you can pump up all slivers for 2 mana. Very cool. Give them a little bit of strength and toughness. So I got 2 of those, so you can pump up them easier. I got an Armor Sliver, 2 and a white. All sliver creatures have 2. This creature gets +0/+1 till end of turn. Spectral Sliver is just all around better because it gives it power and toughness. This only gives it a toughness, which kind of reminisces the color of it. White usually has to do with defense. Black, this reminds me of like an Nantucket Husk or something like that. Something that just pumps it up. By Scott Kushner. Very cool. Got a Barbed Sliver, 2 and a red. All sliver creatures have 2. This creature gets +1/+0 till end of turn. It's a 2/2, and again, this goes with the red ability quite a bit. Gives it more power than toughness. Very cool. Overall, I would say the black one is the way to go for that. Necrotic Sliver, got the sliver on the box. Very cool box art right there. 1, a white and a black. All slivers have 3. Sacrifice this permanent, destroy target permanent. So your slivers pretty much turn into like a murder or some removal. You can destroy a land, you can destroy whatever permanent you want. Pay 3 mana, sacrifice that sliver, destroy Planeswalker, destroy a land, destroy an enchantment, destroy an artifact, whatever you want. Pretty powerful right there. 2/2 creature, really great stuff right here. Cool looking art as well. Got a Homing Sliver, 2 in a red. Each sliver card in each player's hand has Sliver Cycling 3. And you pay 3 mana. Discard this card from your hand. Search your library for a sliver card, reveal it, and put it in your hand, and shuffle your library. So pretty much use this card to, if it's on the battlefield, you can tutor up your library for any sliver you want if you have a sliver in your hand for 3 mana. Super crazy powerful ability. If you want to find your sliver queen or whatever you want, pay 3 mana, discard a card from your hand, a sliver card, and then put it in your hand. Powerful stuff. It's a 2/2. Got Fungus Sliver, 3 and a green. It's a Fungus Sliver. It's a rare. It's a 2/2. All slivers creatures have, whenever this creature is dealt damage, put a 1/1 counter on it. So the more it gets hurt, the stronger it gets. It just keeps growing and growing. By Daniel Glia. Got a Might Sliver, 4 and a green. All slivers creatures get +2/+2. So it's 5 mana for a 2/2, but actually it's a 4/4 because it gives itself even +2/+2. But all your other creatures get +2/+2. Very cool, very powerful. Love how slivers work together. Got the Brood Sliver. One thing I would like to say, I don't think that these premium sliver decks came with any sliver tokens, but I wish that they would have, especially since they include a card like Brood Sliver, which just makes tokens. 4 and a green is a 3/3. Whenever a sliver deals combat damage to a player, its controller puts a 1/1 color sliver creature token on the battlefield. So pretty much whenever you get damage through, it just makes more and more slivers. Powerful stuff. Great card right here by Ron Spears, but I wish it came with some sliver tokens. Got Fury Sliver. It's 5 and a red. It's a 3/3. All sliver creatures have double strike. Another thing, it says all sliver creatures. So even if your opponent has slivers on the battlefield, they get it as well. Slivers don't discriminate against opponents or anything like that. So pretty much slivers work together even if they're on the other side of the board. So just keep that in mind. But very cool. Give them double strike. So do first strike damage and then regular combat damage as well. And then the big card in this deck is the Sliver Overlord. Very cool. White, blue, black, red, and a green. It's a legendary creature, Sliver Mutant. It's a 7/7. Has 3 mana. Search your library for a Sliver card, reveal that card, and put it into your hand and shuffle your library. So pretty much tutor your library for any Sliver you want. If you want to find the Fury Sliver, if you want to find the Gemhide Sliver, whatever you want, tutor it up. And you pay 3 mana, gain control of target Sliver. So if your opponent gain control of one of your Slivers or something like that, pay 3 mana, gain control of it back, or turn one of your opponent's creatures into a Sliver, gain control of that. Or if your opponent has like a Sliver Queen on the battlefield, gain control of that. So very cool. All the Slivers bow down to Sliver Overlord. So very cool ability right there. The End of Evolution. It's a 7/7 creature for 5 mana, 1 of every color. You can tutor up for any Sliver for 3 and gain control of any Sliver for 3. Very cool, very cool. And I like how you can use the abilities without having to tap it. Beast of a card right there. Love it. We also have some non-Sliver cards in here. I think this is the only non-Sliver creature in here, but it has Changeling, which gives it the abilities of a Sliver. It's a Me-Body, a Changeling, 1 in a blue. This card is every creature type at all times, so even like walls, but I think you can attack it, so it wasn't a wall. Tap target creature, gains all creature types until end of turn, so you can kind of use this as with Sliver Overlord if you wanted to. I think if you wanted to, you could tap it, make one of your opponent's creatures a Sliver, pay 3 mana, gain control of that creature. Pretty cool little thing right there. I don't see why you couldn't do that. It has tap target creature loses all creature types until end of turn. So this is if you can make a creature lose the creature type or something like that. Very cool. I'm not sure what you do with that one. Maybe if you want to stop your opponent who has Slivers from using it with the other Slivers or something in conjunction with that, make it lose a Sliver ability. Very cool. It's 1/1 little changeling right there. Little blob guy. Some more non-creature cards. I have a Hearthstone. I think this is the only foil version of this. This one I think is originally from Tempest. Very cool to see a foil version of this. 3 mana artifact. Activated abilities of creatures cost 1 less to activate. This effect can't reduce the amount of mana or an ability cost to less than 1 mana. So that means like if you have a Hearthstone on the battlefield, this mana ability is now 2 mana. This one's only 2 mana, but you can't reduce it to less than 1. So that means if you have 3 of these Hearthstones in the battlefield, you still gotta pay 1 mana for these abilities. But you can have 2 on the battlefield, making you able to tutor up for Slivers 1 mana and gain control of a Sliver of 1 mana. Very cool. Hearthstone's a pretty powerful card, especially for a creature deck full of a lot of activated abilities. Nice to see that. A great card right here. Got a Coat of Arms. This pretty much turns Slivers into like Sliver Legions, sort of. Coat of Arms, 5 mana. It's an artifact. Nice to see a full version of that. Crazy looking skull and crossbones, bunch of goblins right there. Each creature gets +1/+1 for each other creature on the battlefield that shares at least 1 creature type with it. So each creature gets +1/+1 for each other creature on the battlefield that shares a type with it. So if you have 4 creatures on the battlefield, they're all Slivers, they each get +3/+3. Powerful stuff right there. Very similar to Sliver Legion. Scott M. Fisher, great stuff right here. Even you can put this in a Goblin deck, a Merfolk deck, Rat deck, whatever creature heavy deck you have that shares a lot of creature types. Coat of Arms should find a home perfectly in there. Very cool. Got another card right here, Distant Melodies. I think this is from like Morningtide or Lorwyn or Shadowmoor, one of these areas. 3 in a blue, sorcery. Choose a creature type, draw a card for each permanent you control of that type. So obviously, you're probably going to choose Slivers. You might have 5 Slivers on the battlefield. This thing will make you draw 5 cards for 4 mana. Powerful ability right there, especially to fill up your hand to maybe play those. Especially if like Gemhide Slivers on the battlefield. Makes your Slivers pretty much into mana. So you can pretty much tap them out for even making playing more creature spells and stuff like that. Very cool. Very cool to see that in here. Got a Feto Dredging. 3 in a black is a sorcery. Return up to 3 target creatures. Creature cards of a creature type from your choice from your graveyard to your hand. Obviously in this deck you're going to probably play Slivers. You can turn up 3 Slivers to your hand for 4 mana. Very cool right there. If someone kills your Sliver Overlord, return it with this card. Nice to have that. And then the last card in this deck is Wild Pear. 4 and 2 green. It's an enchantment. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield, if you cast it from your hand, you may search your library for a creature card with the same total power and toughness. Put onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. So pretty cool. You pretty much get to double your creatures. If you play a creature, and you cast it from your hand, search your library for a creature with the same total power and toughness. So if you played a Spined Sliver, you might search your library up for a Victral Sliver. So very cool, but you can't kind of keep going at it. You have to cast one from your hand, so the next card that comes in from your library doesn't trigger another, only if you cast it from your hand. But very cool. Pretty much doubles your creatures right there. Kind of expensive, but that's why it has 1 in here. 6 mana. they can pretty much double your sliver output. Very cool right here. Anyways, I just want to say I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a lot of fun to check out these older kind of decks with you all. I think they're so cool, and I wish that they brought back some like sliver decks and stuff like that, or kind of cool pre-made decks, or like premium deck series. It'd be cool if they made one for like rats or like samurai or like werewolf or something like that. I'd be all about that. It'd be cool. Nice little premium foil cards as well. And I wish these things weren't so crazy expensive, and it's too hard to get my hands on some of the sealed ones. I think they're over like $300 or $200, which is just absurd. Yeah, but it was a lot of fun to open this up and check it out with you all and just kind of reminisce, talk about slivers, and kind of enjoy ourselves. I know a lot of us are stuck inside right now, but I just want to say I'm sending you all the best. Let's just make the best of the situation and just keep on keeping on, staying positive, stay clean, happy, and healthy. And I just want to say, play some games with your friends, enjoy your family, and yeah, just keep on keeping on. I hope you're all doing wonderful, staying healthy and safe, and I just want to send you all the best, and just want to say thanks for stopping by. I really hope you enjoy these videos, and I'll catch you all in the next one.